Fellow Panthers fans, day one of the draft is in the books, and the way it played out is a good thing to watch just because it's been a long journey. The struggle has been real. You guys know that ever since Jordan Gross retired, we have not had back-to-back starting left tackles in consecutive years. We haven't found that cornerstone guy for the blind side for the quarterback position, but those days are over. The Carolina Panthers drafted at number 6 Ikey Ekwonu out of North Carolina State, a Charlotte product of a guy of North Carolina himself. He was a Panthers fan growing up. This is the most ideal scenario, and it's cause for a celebration. I got the gold bottle right here. I really hasn't had much in my life to really celebrate lately, but this gold bottle, this is for Ikey Ekwonu. I'm not going to pop it on camera just because I ain't got time for all that, but I will be sipping on this soon and very soon. I'll have a sip for you guys. However, in this video, we're going to talk about that first round pick in the draft, Ikey Ekwonu, what it means for the team going forward, some things and rumblings that we're talking about, and some things of discussion for day 2 and day 3, because you guys know we have no day 2 picks, but you hear some rumblings about some trades potentially coming down the pipeline. So we're going to talk about that also in this video. We're starting right now. Everybody, my name is Aaron Duncan here with the Necessary Bluntness Sports Talk. I start every video by saying, what up, dude? And on Necessary Bluntness, I do recap and analysis of the Panthers. So if you want to see more videos about the Panthers and all kind of news updates, live streams, podcasts, film breakdowns, hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell icon. That way you get notification every time I drop a video. Make sure you hit all notifications, okay? Okay, all right, let's do it. Man, Ikey Ekwonu, man, like I told you, this is the second year in a row that we've taken the Carolina product. J.C. Horn, obviously he's from the Atlanta area in Georgia, but he went to South Carolina. This time, they got a Charlotte guy, Ikey Ekwonu. He's a Panthers fan, like I said. That makes it half the battle. A lot of people had concerns about, getting free agents and getting rookies. I wouldn't want my son to go play for the Carolina Panthers. That organization is a mess, or free agents not want to be attracted to it because they see the dumpster fire that Matt Rule and David Tepper have created. However, it is good to see a guy that is a Panthers fan from Charlotte, went to North Carolina State, is just a Panther, a North Carolinian through and through. He's all about the Carolinas, born and bred. I love to see those type of guys because you know they're all about that black and blue, and it's been a dream for them to play for the Panthers, and those dreams come true. And it's a dream for us fans also because, like I said, this guy is an answer to our prayers. We haven't had back-to-back starting left tackles in consecutive seasons since Jordan Gross retired in 2013. It's almost 10 years. That's longer than some of you guys have probably been fans of the team, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? Because I know we have some younger fans. Nevertheless, it's a beautiful thing because the way that the draft shook out, we heard some rumors about quarterback potentially, maybe even edge rusher, depending on who falls. But there was a run on defensive guys, and that Derek Stingley pick, I think, to the Texans really was the domino that needed to load up. We could at least get one of the top 3 tackles. Lo and behold, all 3 of those tackles were available, and we had the pick of the litter. According to what Matt Rule and Scott Federer said, Ikey Ekwonu was their number 1 player on the board and in the draft. You know, some people thought Neal was more pro-ready because of obviously the pass protection. He's more fine-tuned in that standpoint compared to Ickey. But the nastiness that Ickey has, the size, the strength, the athleticism, the way he can move, man. Like I said, he's just a good guy when it comes to his intellect because he had a chance to go to Ivy League schools, but he's smart. And obviously NC State is no slouch when it comes to education. But he wanted to be close to home. He's a Charlotte product. This guy, I'm just excited. Clearly, you can see about this. Like I said, that's why I got this gold bottle. Shout out to Rick Ross and Bel Air Rose. You know what I'm saying? You know, we popping bottles tonight a little bit, depending on how this weekend go. But there's going to be more bottles and drinks flowing. Nevertheless, let's keep this thing rolling because Ickey, he automatically can plug in to be the left tackle. But some people are like, okay, how are we going to get Brady Christensen on the field? Especially when we got Corbett and Bozeman here. And I'm like, figure out the rest later. There's no way I would put Brady Christensen in there left tackle over Ickey. I know you want to find a way to get BC there on the field, and he's probably better at left tackle than guard, but we have an unquestioned answer at left tackle, a guy that's going to be the answer for the next 10, 12, 15 years in this team, on this team, something that we haven't had in a while. So I don't want to mess that up. The Panthers, with all 3 tackles on the board, there was no way for them to blow it unless they traded back or fumbled it back some way that way. The only way they can fumble it from now is to try to play him out of position like they did Brady Christensen last year and stuff like that. So I just hope they don't do that. This guy is the type of nastiness that we need. If you've seen all the highlights in the pancakes and just the nastiness that he has about himself, that's exactly what Matt Rule is looking for when it comes to getting a downhill running team. Bozeman, Corbett, those are guys that are going to be good for this changing of the identity to run a lot more, to be a little bit more of a smash mouth, let the run set up the pass. And no matter who we have at quarterback, whether it's Sam, Jimmy, Baker, another rookie that may come in, having that line up front set, it's a beautiful thing. We inked Taylor Moton to a long-term deal last year. We got now Ickey now under a rookie contract. 2 bookend tackles. It's a beautiful thing. The interior is sorting itself out in free agency. We haven't got all the long-term answers, but definitely this year, I like the prospects of our O-line going from a clear weakness for years to potentially being one of the strengths on the team. That's crazy to say as a Carolina Panther fan that our offensive line may be one of the strengths on the team, and it's a lovely thing to say because it just seems like everything starts and ends up front. I'm not saying it seems like. It definitely starts and ends up front. So having those answers there, you can sleep a lot better at night. You know what I'm saying? The quarterback has the protection. Now, we still have some work to do on the quarterback front, but one thing at a time. When you have the best player on your board available, you have to take the guy. Take the layups. Take the layups and figure out the rest later. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they're trying to do now. And that's going to take us to our next topic because there's rumors going on. Malik Willis slipping to the second round has really caused things to pique their interest. Now, Scott Federer, they asked him a couple weeks ago, maybe a week or so ago before the draft, if they felt comfortable with some of these guys at quarterback being chosen at 6. And I think the only reason that it didn't, because that was probably the last resort. But if they say they felt comfortable drafting a quarterback at 6, that means you should feel very comfortable drafting him anytime after that. And so you guys know the history. We do not have any day 2 picks, courtesy of Sam Darnold and C.J. Henderson, of course. But with Malik there, how early will he go? You have Seattle sneaking around the chicken coop. Minnesota may be high. Indianapolis may be lurking around at 42. Who knows? But every other quarterback except Kenny Pickett is in play. So, yes, you may like Malik a lot, but even if we don't get Malik, you got guys like Corral or Strong or Ritter or even Howell, if I'm hearing that the Panthers like. So it seems like there's going to be opportunity to trade up maybe midway through the second, at worst, or late second, and still have an opportunity. But my only concern is what would be the cost. What is the cost? Because if you hear about Baker Mayfield, Jimmy G, they're probably going to be later picks, maybe day 3 picks or 6 or so. Okay, cool. But that price tag is a little stiff. And like you said, this is a used car. It already has a ton of miles on it. The tread's not as great on the tires, whatever metaphor you want to use. But getting a young guy in here that you can mold with a new offensive coordinator, a revamped offensive line, of course, a new paid and motivated Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore as your wide receivers, Terrence Marshall Jr., of course. Christian McCaffrey's going to be healthy. I like the idea of having a young quarterback in here. Now, who? I really don't care. That's just where I'm at. I'm at the point where it's anybody but Sam Darnold. I'm not married to anybody. But a lot of the fans, do we trade up for Malik Willis? That is the question. What is the cost? Now, a lot of people are saying that we don't have any assets to trade. I think that the best route would be to throw a player and maybe a mid-round, some future mid-round picks to do that. Some people are saying, oh, get a first to get in there, because I'm like, yes, it's been done before, but it's ill-advised. Somebody said we traded up for Everett Brown. Marty Hurney did it. For evidence and proof of wanting to do that and to justify this is using a Marty Hurney case of a draft bust. Clearly, it didn't work out then. Trading a first-round draft pick for a second-round draft pick. Yes, you got a 4th round back when you did that, but the math ain't mathing, like the kids say. The math ain't mathing. If I was to trade a first, I need at least 2 seconds and maybe a 4th with it, and I give up like a 5th or a 6th to give them. But I just don't see the logic in trading 1 first to get 1 second, even if you throw some late round picks to try to even it out. Now, if you trade like a couple future seconds for that second, and maybe a 4th from this year, since you have extra ones, I mean, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. But a lot of people are saying that, hey, go ahead and use that, trade that first round pick, because hey, I know we may not be good next year. It could end up being the top 10 pick, but top 10 may not be enough to get a Bryce Young or Stroud or whoever else may be coming out who's going to emerge. And I can agree on that standpoint, because If you feel like Malik Willis is going to be would be a top 10 pick in next year's draft as a quarterback, then it would make sense. But at the same time, trading the first for a second it doesn't sit right with my spirit. It doesn't sit right with my spirit. So what are we going to do? Because Malik Willis, he's going to be one of maybe the next quarterback taking off. We don't know. That's guaranteed. We don't know how people feel. Did he fall because his evaluation is not as good? Did he fall because there's not really quarterback needy teams out there? Did they fall because other people felt like other positions were higher priority and the gap between Malik and some of the other quarterbacks wasn't that great and they can get it later? Who knows? Who knows? But wherever it is, the Panthers, if they're gonna have to do some work. Now, getting inside the top 40, it doesn't seem likely to me. The price may be a little bit too stiff. The juice may not be worth the squeeze. Getting into the top 50, now you're talking, but who's going to be there? Is it going to be Corral? Will Willis actually last, 18 picks into the second round? I don't think so. Granted, Jalen Hurts did go 53, but this is a whole different ballgame in my opinion. There were people talking about Malik Willis potentially going number 2 to Detroit or even 32 to Detroit. Well, obviously things didn't work out that way, and so here we are. But like I said, in my opinion, I do not want to trade a first-round pick. I'm all for trying to get Malik Willis. I like Malik. I wouldn't mind giving up some future seconds to make it happen. Maybe throw in Robbie Anderson since I'm hearing that he's being shopped around. But I don't want to give up a first-round pick to get a second-round pick. Does that make sense? Because some people saying, hey, in hindsight, 30,000 feet, you're essentially just using the first-round pick on Malik Willis, which is what you'll be doing next year. But it's just a lot of speculation, hoping, wishing, and praying that things happen, because I think a lot of people are a lot more optimistic about this Carolina Panthers team going forward than me. I think that pick you trade next year could essentially be top 10, maybe even top 5. According to Vegas, Vegas has us predicted to have a top 5 pick. Vegas ain't been wrong about the past 3 years about the Panthers when it comes to the win total. So who am I to try to disbelieve what they have to say? Nevertheless, you guys let me know down below in the comments how you're feeling. Would you be willing to trade a first-round pick to get a second-round pick in order to take Malik Willis this year? Let me know, because I think next year could be a top 10 pick. So I want to know how you guys feel about this going forward. But I'm just giddy. Stay tuned for news and updates for round 2. I expect us to be busy. Scott Federer said, don't watch Ozark tonight. I'm about to go watch Ozark right now. The draft hasn't started yet, obviously, but I'm about to go watch it myself. So he said that means they're going to be busy. And fit like to work them phones, bro. He got 2 phones, yo. He going to work the phones tonight. So make sure you guys stay close to your phones and stay close to a TV, and make sure you stay subscribed to this channel, because I'm going to give you my breakdown analysis of it. And I love it. 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 I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.